Greetings, students. My name is Robert Sean Kennedy, and I will be your history instructor for the semester, so welcome on board. The purpose of this orientation is to orient you with the course, the navigation of it, and the expectations of the course. So use the questions that are provided in the study guide to take notes with and take the orientation exam as soon as you are able to. Do download the Lockdown browser. You'll need that to take the exam, so please do that, and let whoever is in charge of your computer lab to download that onto the computers there. But you can download the software on your personal computer or your tablet, so please do that at your earliest convenience to take any midterm, final exam, or short answer quiz or unit exam in this class. We'll communicate two ways. Saw that some of you have already signed up for Remind, so if you haven't done so, please do so as soon as possible, and at this email address right here. So two ways of communicating, either through this app or through the email address. If you call me, I don't mind talking to students. By all means, if we do need to talk, we can talk, but the problem with that is students will leave a message. I will try to call back, and usually when a student is contacting me with a question, it is something that could have been resolved via email. Students are usually calling me to ask about a grade, what they earned on it, or when something is due, or where something is located within the course. So instead of playing phone tag, a little bit more efficient to either get me through Remind or through email. And if it is an issue that we need to talk, by all means, from your email, we can arrange for a phone meeting. Let's see. Yeah, Lockdown browser, please get that. If you need a little bit of an understanding of what Lockdown browser is, click here. This is about a 3-minute tutorial on what Lockdown browser is. It essentially just locks your browser so you can't open up other browsers while you're taking the exam. So let's get into the course. Some of you have already gotten into the course, and that's great. That shows a lot of initiative, so continue doing that. If you haven't gotten to the course, please do. You have some due dates coming up as noted right here. So we have Chapters 16 and 17 assigned for Unit 1. There's a lot of material there, so please pace yourself when going through the material. And the unit exam is coming up January 29th, and I'll talk about those in just a minute. So let's get in here just to see how it is organized. You're going to click here for Chapter 16 to start with. Right here is the assigned chapter that you need to read. You're going to go through that, and it's just like a normal history book, but it's online. Go through it. I would suggest using hold on a sec. You might want to use these chapter objectives too, to help you navigate through the reading and take notes based on these objectives. They will greatly help in the short answer quizzes and the unit exams. And each chapter should have them. Let me know if they didn't. This one didn't before. That's why I had to push pause and quickly put them in there. But each chapter should have bullet point chapter objectives. And then there's these videos here. These are optional. They're supplemental. So please use them if you're needing a little bit of assistance on some of the broader themes of whatever chapter we are on here. And definitely refer to them with your short answer questions and the essay questions for the lecture when relevant. Let's see. We'll go back to use these little snail trails here to navigate back and forth. It's usually helpful. You want to take this quiz. It is due as indicated. Let's make sure I keep the due dates right here. This is from the syllabus, so both of these chapters, it's all due coming this Friday, so make sure that you set aside some time and are able to do that. But going back here, this for the quizzes, you simply, and these are multiple choice question quizzes, true, false, maybe some fill in the blank, but you simply have to click here and begin, and away you go. And then the exam appears. There'll be anywhere from 5 to sometimes up to 15 questions for these quizzes. And when you're done, you want to make sure you save your answers. You go through there. When you're done, there'll be a place for you to submit it. If you try to leave early, it'll prompt you here. I'm going to say leave, but you would say stay because you wouldn't be finished. For these quizzes, though, these are short answer questions. Each chapter will come with that. A short answer typically will be a paragraph. You'll want to have kind of a general statement in responding to this, along with examples to back up that general statement. So do refer to your readings. You can use your notes. You can use the book. These are just quizzes to guide you through the readings and to make sure you're capturing the more salient and important concepts of the chapter. So that's fine right there. When you are done with this chapter, move on to chapter 17. It's basically the same thing. There's an assigned chapter. There are recommended videos. There's a multiple choice quiz. There's a short answer quiz. The short answer quiz, you need to open it up through Lockdown Browser to access it. And how you'll open up Lockdown Browser is you will you'll click Lockdown Browser. It'll be an app on your desktop. You'll go from there and it'll take you to the login page. You'll log into Blackboard and then go to wherever the short answer quiz is located or the exam. So the exam, you do need Lockdown Browser to open it up. And what this exam will include is multiple choice questions from chapter 16 and 17, some of which you will have seen before because it comes from a test bank, and short answer questions, some of which you might see and have prepared for already because it comes from the same test bank. So and that one is due the 29th. And when I say due, that means it is due then. It is, all of the stuff is open that I'm showing you right now. So if you are able to complete these assignments early, I highly recommend doing so. Don't rush through it for the sake of rushing through it. But if you are able to complete these assignments early, I highly recommend doing so. This is a college course. You want to make sure that you are preparing for these classes. It is demanding, and so working ahead of the schedule is one tool that helps ensure your success through a challenging college course like this one. When it's time to move on from Unit 1, you're going to go to Unit 2. When it is available, it'll be right here. So once you're done with Unit 1, Unit 2 will appear down here. You'll click Unit 2, and same thing. There'll be assigned chapters. There are multiple choice quiz for each chapter. There's a short answer, and there's a unit exam that will come with it. Unit 1's a little shorter. Unit 2 will be a little bit longer. When we are ready for the midterm, you'll click here. Just know that I will be coming out for the midterm. I've opened it up in my observation so you can just see here what's ahead for Unit 2. It's all laid out here. But again, this won't become available until you complete Unit 1. Midterm is down here. If you want to take a look at it, it might be helpful just to take a look to see what's expected. You can begin, and I highly recommend beginning preparing for the midterm now. So let's take a look at what's entailed with the midterm. Basically, there are 4 lecture essays to prepare for. So each of these lectures has an essay associated with it, a 5 to 8 paragraph essay associated with it. You don't need to do outside research to complete these essays. It's not a research essay. It's just basically a way for you as students to dive a little bit deeper in some of the more important issues regarding U.S. history. So we have Reconstruction, we have the West, social Darwinism, and a return to normalcy are the lectures basically that will cover the span of both Units 1 and 2. To access these lectures, just click here. Each lecture comes with an essay prompt. So Notice here it says, after reviewing learning objectives 1 through 5, prepare a 6 to 10 paragraph essay responding to the following. So I'll explain what this is in just a second. But this is the essay prompt that you are preparing for, and this is what will show up on the exam. So again, no outside material necessary. You don't have to cite your sources on an essay like this. You're simply referring to the virtual lecture by going to the lecture link right here. And this is what should open up. So again, here is the essay prompt. It's located right here. Now how you prepare for this is it's done in basically segments or chunks. So it has what are referred to as learning objectives. So you have learning objective 1 right here. There's a brief video that accompanies the notes. The notes are located right here. So please click here to read the notes. It's a video that's on the page that we just saw, but you basically have notes. And what you'll notice is that, going back to the learning objective, each learning objective comes with a prompt that's it's either directly from the essay prompt or it gets a little bit more specific about the essay prompt. So you are responding to that. This learning objective here requires at least 1 paragraph. A paragraph is anywhere from 5 to 6 sentences. So notice the word at least. If you find yourself writing maybe 2 paragraphs, that's perfectly okay to respond to this essay prompt. And again, you respond to the essay prompt by referring to the notes that are right here and or watching this video right here. That's how all of them work. You just want to make sure you're responding specifically to the learning objective prompt. This one again is at least 1 paragraph. The information for this learning objective is located right here. There is the video for it, and so on and so forth. You have one right here. Notice how this one says at least 2 paragraphs, so this one's a little bit meatier, but you're responding to this learning objective right here all the way down. Here's another learning objective, at least 2 paragraphs. Here's the information for it, video accompanying it. But yeah, it works the same. So going through that. Once you have completed responses to each of these learning objectives, you just simply put those learning objective responses together, and that is your response to this essay prompt here. So this is what might show up for your midterm. And so going back to the lecture link, they all work the same way between now and the midterm, which is, again, let's look at the date real quick. Oops. March 19th, I will be coming out there to deliver this midterm. What will happen is that there will be, on that midterm, one of these lecture essays will be on your midterm to respond to. So you need to prepare for them all. So you are prepared for the midterm to respond to 1 of 4 of these essays during the midterm exam. Down here I will have a practice midterm exam for you to do. It's optional. It's just a way for you to get feedback from me. Just email me when you have completed it, or get me on Remind, and I'll go through, give you some feedback, let you know what needs to expand and what you don't need to expand on. What you should edit or what you should include in your essay. But yeah, look for that. I should have that open within the next week or so. Down here, be called Practice Midterm. I might even offer a little bit of extra credit as an incentive to prepare for these lecture essays. Other than that, that's about it. That's the course. So again, there'll be more units. As I upload more of the content in here, there'll be more units available. I think there's 4 units altogether for this course. It'll take us through the duration of the course subject matter, which is 1865 to the present day. We'll be covering all the way up through basically the Reagan administration, the end of the Cold War, and America's shift towards more of a right-wing political agenda policy that we're seeing kind of played out in the current administration. Um, but if you do have any questions, please let me know. You can get me again on Remind or in the email address at robertkennedyhistoryteacher@gmail.com. But do take the exam, as the orientation exam, as quickly as you can, and then move on to the rest of the course. So again, let me know if you have any questions. I'll talk with you guys later. Bye.